Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Nadila Haryani binti Anwar. My metric number is A20A1762. Today, I would like to share with you about perception. Referring to the 4th edition of Kamus Dewan, perception can be defined as the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the sense. In simple words, a quick, acute, and intuitive cognition towards some things. What is perception? On 1970, psychologist Richard Gregory argued that perception is a constructive process which relies on top-down processing. There are two types of process in perception. Firstly is bottom-up processing and secondly is top-down processing. Bottom-up processing, known as data-driven processing, because perception begins with the stimulus itself. Processing is carried out in one direction from the retina to the visual cortex, which each successive stage in the visual pathway carrying out even more complex analysis of the input. For top-down processing refers to the use of contextual information in pattern of recognition. Now, I want to share you the process of perception. Firstly is exposure. Secondly is attention. Thirdly is interpretation. Before I explain it deeply, let's watch this video.
It goes through the process. First, you have your own impression of someone you see, which includes the first process that is exposure. What we see was not necessary in view of what we perceive. When we ask what the exact problem is, that involves the second process, which is attention. Attention is an act of steering the brain to process a particular stimulus. The final process is interpretation, the act of interpreting the meaning of something. According to the video, someone thinks HIS friend is frustrated, but in fact had a stomach ache. He knows what's going on when he asks immediately that actually they are dealing with another issue which differ from their perception. Due to the current issue, imported meat raises the perception of the public, especially Muslims, about the issue of halal. Firstly, in the first stage, Malaysians were exposed to the news that imported meat is not halal. This has attracted the attention of all Malaysians, especially Muslims. This has caused a lot of perception from all parties. Lastly, the interpretation of this perception has formed a process of interpretation in this issue of imported meat. Everyone have their own perception. On this photo, we can see two figures have different perception with the number on the ground. On right side, the number turned to 9, while on the left side, the number turned 6.
I would like to wind down this video by sharing this quote. Your opinion is your opinion. Your perception is your perception. Do not confuse them with fact or truth. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.
Burning like a fire, feel it all inside, but why teary eyes? 'Cause princess and don't cry.